This is the Buy News Station here with Brian Robeson and the Q&A. Well, let's get started, shall we? All right, first question. How are you feeling when your pilot had a heart attack?
I was actually quite frightened. I thought my life was going to end right at that moment.
How are you feeling when you encountered the bear?
That was actually an unusual moment for me. That was the closest up I've ever gotten to a bear, and it was actually pretty cool and just a little freaky.
How did you figure out to land and fly the plane?
The pilot gave me a 5-minute lesson on how to drive the plane.
And how do you figure out to make fire?
How long did it take, or how did I?
How did you figure out?
I threw my hatchet at a wall because I was just mad, and the sparks came off. And later on that night, I had a dream, and my dad told me to make fire out of it in the dream.
That's weird.
Very.
All right, next question. How long did it take to make the fire?
Took me about, I don't know, 2 days. About 2 days.
Guessing.
Yeah. Yeah. It took me about 2 days.
And how did you get into the plane to retrieve the survival pack?
I made a little raft and then pedaled it all the way out, tied it up to the plane, took my hatchet, cut through it. After I found out that if you punch it, it dents, so the hatchet will probably end up going through it. And because of that, I cut hole after hole after hole and got into it.
Smart.
Yes.
How did it feel to get hit by a porcupine?
Not very well. I didn't want to move my leg. It was swollen, and there was a ton of sharp pains in my leg, and there was still the porcupine needles in my leg.
All right, next question. How did the goat cherries taste?
They were awful, but they were good to eat because I had no other food, and I had to eat them, or yeah, I wouldn't have any other food to eat unless I wanted to keep on traveling out and out and out.
So basically they were good because they were starving to death.
Yes.
And next question, how are the raspberries?
Delicious. Let's just leave it at that.
Good idea. Alright, next question. How long did it take to retrieve the survival pack?
It took me about 7 hours of my day. That's what it felt like. I didn't know the exact time because I didn't have a watch, I didn't have anything. It just felt around 7 hours.
Interesting. What was your reaction that the emergency transmitter were actually working?
It was absolutely silent, made no noise, so I left it on, went to go get my food, and I was very surprised because the plane just swooped right over my head, landed in the lake, turned around, since it's one of the boat planes with the legs, and then when that happened, I just landed. I just looked so surprised when he landed it.
Next question. How happy were you when you finally got home?
I was very happy. I had someone to talk to. I was with my family, and I actually had delicious food.
Alright, there you have it, everyone. This is the Buy News Station signing off.